Of breath here, and my mouth is frozen. So it's the MLK weekend, and I'm doing a little backpacking in the mountains of western North Carolina, hiking the Big Butt Trail. Yes, that's the name of the trail. But anyone who hikes this trail very often will not have a big butt. Trust me, it's a butt-kicking trail. Anyway, I wanted to take a moment to chat a little bit about something we'll be chatting about in class. Right after MLK, we're going to be talking about the vertical structure of the atmosphere. And so let me just kind of pan around, and oh my gosh, right now you are looking to the west, and there's the mountains of Tennessee. Not sure if they really show up particularly well with my GoPro camera, but you can see there's some fresh fallen snow up here. Okay, so talking about the vertical structure of the atmosphere. So when I left Greensboro today, which is at an elevation above sea level around 900 feet or so, and headed west, of course my elevation increased, and right now I'm at an elevation of about 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet above sea level. And so there have been some big changes that have taken place. One of them is, as I got higher and higher and higher, I ran into, that white stuff, that fluffy white stuff we know as and love as snow. Right, so why is there snow up here? And there was no snow in Greensboro, or even at the foot of the mountains, at an elevation of around 3,000 feet. I really didn't see snow till maybe 3,500 feet or so. Well, that's because in the lowest, most layer of the atmosphere, what do we call that lowest, most layer? We call it you got it, the troposphere. Its nickname is the weather sphere. Anyway, gotta watch out for some ice up here. Snow and ice. So in the lowest, most layer of the atmosphere, watch my footing here, temperature decreases on average, not always, but on average with height. And we call that temperature change, that fall off, that lapse with height in the troposphere, we call that the temperature lapse rate. On average, it's 3.3 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. 3.3 degrees Fahrenheit per every 1,000 feet. 10 degrees Celsius per every 1 kilometer. That is significant. So it's colder up here, and that's why there is snow up here and ice. And the outside temperature here, probably about 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But do notice, and this is good too, part of our lesson this week, right? There is no snow right here, right? Just some bare ground where the snow has melted. So why might that be? It's because, the sun, the strong sunlight, the insulation has been shining down directly on this area for a while, and it has been warming up the ground, and the ground then warms up the overlying snow. So that's another basic principle. The atmosphere really doesn't get heated up by the sun. The ground does, and the ground then transfers that heat to the overlying atmosphere. Hey, that's pretty cool. One other quick fact. You might notice that I'm out of breath. Well, because I'm climbing, but in particular as I climb, what happens to the atmospheric pressure? It decreases with height. Always decreases with height in the atmosphere. And that's because there's just less air up here. The air is thinner, less oxygen, and all the other gases, but primarily less nitrogen and oxygen. And another part of our lesson this week, what are the two predominant gases in the atmosphere? At least in the lower atmosphere, nitrogen, 78%, oxygen, what is that percentage? 21%. That doesn't leave much room for anything else. That's like 99 crazy percent. All right, enough for now. Well, let me recap. Pressure always decreases with height throughout the entire atmosphere. Temperature in the lowest, most layer, let's say the lowest, 10 to 12 kilometers of the atmosphere, on average decreases with height. And the third big lesson, and I may have forgotten something else that I already chatted about, is that sunlight doesn't really heat up the gases in the atmosphere very much at all. What happens is the ground gets heated up, and then the ground provides the heat to the lower atmosphere. Stuff that we're going to talk about. All right, I want to continue my hike and check out the beautiful mountain in front of me. I think I'm going up that thing, so I've got some work ahead of me. Ciao for now. Dr. J signing off. Let's turn this thing off. Here we go. Easier said than done with gloves.